Good afternoon, Flosstube. My name is Mandy and welcome to my channel all about cross stitch. Today is Friday, October 27th, 2023, and this is Flosstube number 99. I cannot believe this is video number 99. Kind of crazy. The end of December will be 4 years that I've been making videos. So I've been trying to do really good about getting on some kind of a schedule. So lately it seems like every other Friday has seemed to be working pretty well. I actually have stuff to share. I was thinking that I really wasn't going to have a whole lot to share because I have become absolutely obsessed with one project. But I actually have some other stuff to show that's not just that one project. Yeah. So I am absolutely loving the weather right now. I live in Michigan, and I don't know, it's probably 70 degrees out today. I actually haven't even looked, and I couldn't ask for anything better. I work from home, and so I have my desk set up right here on the other side of the camera, and over this direction I have a sliding door, and the last few days I've actually been able to have that door open. I started the week, it was, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday. There was frost on my windshield of my truck. I was so glad I didn't have to actually go anywhere. But then the rest of this week is ending with doors wide open and enjoying some fresh air. So it's kind of funny, but that's Michigan weather for you. The best thing to do this time of year is to wear layers, because you're gonna start the day in cold and end the day not so cold. Last night I was hanging out on the couch stitching, and by the time I went to bed I still had my sliding door open because it was so nice out and I was enjoying still having some fresh air. So kind of funny. I'm hoping Stitches will come over here. She's enjoying the fresh air at the moment. If I could have gotten my act a little bit together before then, she was actually sitting right here at my feet, so you would have seen her. So she's at least not knocked out cold on my bed sleeping, so hopefully we'll be able to get a chance to get her over here. I know many people have missed seeing her the last couple of videos, I think. So if you're new here, welcome. I have a black cat. Her name is Stitches, and she often makes an appearance. A lot of the times you may see her whizzing by. She likes to run across the back of this couch when she gets the zoomies going. So hopefully we'll be able to get her over here so she can say hi to everybody. So let's dive into it, shall we? What piece have I gotten completely obsessed with that I have not been able to put my hands down? I'm glad you asked. If you saw last week, you know, because it hasn't changed. Mini Which Way. I love this piece. I can't, like I said, I can't put it down. Molly Anderson artwork, charted by HAED. I'll make sure to put the information below. You would think that I would know this by now, that I did, but I can't remember the artist name. Love this piece. I'm doing the mini version. I got my first page finish, and then I kept going. Last time I looked, I think I was at like 14%. I don't remember, but I've gotten into this hat. Actually, I've got the hat, like the top portion of the hat, pretty much done. I haven't gotten into the flower yet, but I can see where it's about to start. So it's still partially on the Q-snap, but I did pull it off so that you can see the whole thing. And there we are. So, like I said, last time I got page finish. After last week, I was talking about wishing that I could do the whole before and after pictures and everything, and I know Danielle suggested just holding up my iPad. I don't have a picture handy, but trust me, I got a lot done. I did look the other day, and since my last video, and this has even been since I've put in a couple more hundred, I've put in like 4,300 stitches, and I just realized I meant to bring a notebook over here that I had some notes on. Anyways, I've put in like 4,300 stitches since I showed this just 2 weeks ago. I've become literally obsessed. 16 count white Ada, 2 strands full cross. This corner here has been like, I think there's a ribbon tied around the hat somehow, and so those are like the tails of the ribbon coming out. I think part of this is her hair. Moon is coming up, and like I said, that hat is just about done. The moon, not the moon, that's right there. I do know my stuff. The sunflower that's on her hat is going to be right here. I can tell that's starting to be the sunflower. But I had to start working on those, working in those reds and that. And if I didn't see anything else, does this not scream Virginia Tech, Jessie Marie? She's got your hat. So that's all I could keep thinking about as I was stitching that hat. I'm like, oh, here comes some more burgundy and orange. It's got Jessie Marie's name written all over it. So getting tongue-tied over the names here. Last couple days I've really just been focusing more on the background up here. Just really filling it in. It's we almost saw her. If I didn't hold this up, we may have actually seen her. Stitches. She's kind of running around a little bit, so come here. I know people want to see her, so we'll try to get over here. So, yes, mini which way. I'm loving this piece. Can you tell I just don't want to put it down? That will be picked up again very soon. I know I am not done with that yet. But last night I actually picked up a different full coverage piece that had been calling me. So that'll be coming up. I have that in a sec here. This past weekend was 24 hours of cross stitch. I was actually going for it. I was trying to actually, like, I spend a lot of my weekends, if I'm home and there's not a whole lot going on with, you know, mom, sister, whatever, I tend to sit here and stitch a lot. I just never actually measure, you know, I don't pay attention to the clock, how much time I'm actually, there she is, Stitches. Say hi. Say hi. We got a Stitches sighting. Anyways, what was I saying? 24 hours of cross stitch. I don't, like, if it's just a regular weekend, I don't usually pay attention to how much time I'm actually stitching. But this past weekend, during the marathon, I did actually, like, I had a timer going on my phone that if I, you know, decided to pick up my phone to scroll Facebook, as we do, Instagram, whatever, changing YouTube videos, I would actually pause and then let it go again when I'd actually sit down. Well, sometime on the day, during the day on Saturday, I forgot to hit go on the timer again, and I didn't realize it for an hour or two, and I'm like, yeah, we're done paying attention to. So I don't think I actually hit 24 hours in the 3 days. Last I know, I was maybe half that, but I, like, on Sunday, I didn't pay attention at all. So, but as part of the marathon weekend, I knew I needed to get going on a project that I have to send in a check-in, I think by November 1st, and I'm ready to send the check-in. I just haven't sent the photo yet. Link is my homeboy, and I think that's her channel name on YouTube, and Instagram name is hosting hashtag book besties stitchy swap, something to that effect. Basically book related is a theme, and so I've been stitching on a piece. I had barely started it the first time that I had worked on it or two. I think I showed a little bit of it. I got it done. This little guy is so adorable. I love it. I stitched on it Saturday and I ended up finishing it. So when I picked it up, I had like 2 of the 3 browns in the cork. I was missing a color, and so I, you know, one color didn't prevent me from stitching the whole thing, but one color stopped me from stitching on it. So I finally got that floss and picked it up and got to stitching on it. Stitched all of the cork. There's a gray outline all the way around, so I went ahead and stitched all of that, and then I worked my way up. So I did each of the books, and then I stitched the pup, and then I did the black last. so that it'd be an easy just fill in, didn't even have to pay attention to the pattern. And then there's back stitching all the way around. The dog itself doesn't have any stitching, but he's adorable. I love it, and I hope my partner likes it. I have no clue what their dog looks like. I did enough digging to see that they had rescued a dog or two. I don't even know. I saw a post at some point that they mentioned having a rescue dog, and so I thought we'll do something dog related with the books. I haven't seen what anybody else has stitched, so then this is my first swap of Heather's that I've joined in on, so I hope this is good enough. I'm happy with it. I gotta figure out how in the world I'm going to finish it. I do want to do something more than just a bookmark, because my bookmark isn't much more than slap a piece of felt on the back of it. But we'll figure out something. I got a couple of minor ideas, so we'll see. I think I've got until the end of November now to do the FFOing portion of it. So, but hopefully I'll get a chance to at least show what I do to finish it all. So we have that. Pattern name, I never said. I've just been calling it Dog and Books. It is from an Etsy shop called Cat Stitch 21, I think it was what it was. I just did a random search on Etsy looking for something book related, and there was a cat version that I did purchase for myself, and then I saw that they also had the dog, so I went ahead and got the dog for my swap. So that is my finish. No clue what number finish that is for the year. 19 maybe? This was a completely random start one day last week. I don't remember now what day that I started it. All I know is that it was just a random, it was a Monday, I think. It was a random, hey, I want to get this started. I pulled most of the flosses. Yeah, actually I do have all of the flosses. I went with a DMC conversion. There is an overdyed option, but I just went with a DMC conversion that I just Googled. So we are looking at Fall Black Cats. Stitch and Needs is the name. I found this back at a shop that is no longer open anymore. The owner retired and is enjoying life. Stitches and Things in Fenton. She used to have like banker's boxes with her charts sorted by subject matter. So there was a box that had animals. So there was all your cat charts, your dogs, birds, and like tigers, like all kinds of different stuff. So I was just flipping through that one day and I came across this, and it's a black cat, and I said I had to have it. So I've never heard of this design company before. I have no clue what else they have out there, but it's stitches and it's a giant pumpkin. Speaking of pumpkins, I started this for my friend Laura at Stitching by the Shore. She is doing for the month of October pumpkin B-Day sale. Yeah, pumpkin B-Day sale. So giant pumpkin. And yeah, I literally worked on this one night and didn't go back to it because full coverage. But here is my one night start. It's the hat. So it is literally this portion right up here. Right in there. I think the color was $37.99. This is stitched on a piece of 16 count. Picture This Plus in the Regency. A UFO project, and it's on that piece. This was my temperature book sale, temperature book shelf that I started last year. Wasn't happy with my conversion. Decided, yeah, I didn't want to finish the project. It wasn't bringing me joy, so I stopped stitching it. I do want to figure out a way though, if I ever cut this out. I'm not frogging all of that, but I think I need to figure out a way to at least salvage. We've got stitches on a bookshelf. So if I can at least cut that portion out, maybe tack it in my stitching journal. But at least half the piece was still salvageable. and this piece isn't going to be very big. So we just added it on there. I love the modeling that's on this piece though. So that's that. Needle minder, I love that needle minder. Gina's Unique Needle Minders on Facebook. Another iPad picture to show you. I'm sure we all know this pattern and we've seen it, and many have stitched it. Lila Studio Halloween Quaker. But yeah, if you can see the red lines that are through there, that is not on the pattern. That is me having roughly drawn. I have decided to use this to, there's a lot of people who are like dividing things up to stitch in a year. And so I figured out a way evenly, maybe not so evenly because the month of September was really stitch heavy, but to break it up, I had exactly 12 areas that I was able to break it up to, and so I'm hoping to have this as a finish no later than the month of July 24. So what did I stitch? I don't even remember. I can't hold this at the same time. We'll show you. But I did that motif with the 3 bats. This was my dark October stitching. I stitched this on Friday the 13th and then Saturday as well. So that's the little portion that I worked on. I did have, like I'd started over here, got all the way down, got those 2 lines in, started up this side. When it dawned on me, I had the wrong color floss. I was using just regular DMC 310 and I completely misread what color it's supposed to be. I am using the called for classic Colorworks, and so that was supposed to be an overdyed. Could I have left it as black? Most likely, because the witch is in black. But this motif is in... Those are not the same color. I was thinking they were, but I don't think they are. Could be 2 different scans, so maybe they are. Black coffee. Black. There's 2 different colors in here with black in the name of it, so... Blackbird? I don't remember. So I figured out what I had stitched so that I could use the correct color number. The problem is that I bought the PDF that I was able to get it into Pattern Keeper somewhat, because obviously back stitching doesn't go in, and so it's doing its job for the areas that I know that I don't have back stitching. So I've been doing that. Well, to get things to look right color coding wise for the symbols, you have to have the DMC numbers in there. I could custom label them with the actual color names, but the colors themselves wouldn't show up. And so to make it easier for me to look at, I wanted the color coding. Well, this particular color, like the DMC conversion, is 310 and something else. And so I saw 310, I grabbed it, and I started stitching. And that was when I realized, yeah, that's not the right color. So we did some frogging. Here's the whole piece. So I got the October portion done after some frogging, but it's okay. She looks amazing. I do still have to do the spider web for here. I'll do that one of the very last things because long stitches, Q-snaps, I didn't want it to get messed up. So that will come July of next year. I do still hold the right to decide to suddenly dive into this and go ham on it and get it done earlier than that. But as of right now, I am enjoying the dividing it up into a little portion, especially this month because it only took me, well, 2 days of stitching, whereas in September it took me like 5 because there was so much. I just realized I didn't have the picture handy for my next project. Again, I think we all know this pattern though and love it. I love this piece. Lady Halloween, Jardin Prive. It is charted to be done in 3 colors, or there's instructions for charting, like to do a monochrome. I am going the full monochrome with a caveat. I've decided to add in some, I got it right here, DMC 154. It is a beautiful deep purple, probably not even showing up very well. It almost looks black, but it is purple. I love this color, and there's something about it that is calling me to stitch an entire monochrome piece in this. I have not yet found which piece I want that to be. Long dogs don't really call to me, as amazing as they are. They're not really my style. So once I find something along these lines of a Jardin Prive, the seasonal pictures might be good. It's an idea. Laura, Stitching by the Shore, did the Jardin Prive seasonal pieces in one color. So that's what I was thinking. So I wanted to add that in somehow. So it is not a full one symbol for symbol, like for like thing. It is going to be a very fluid process as far as me deciding what's going to be done in that color. So far, what I'm thinking is the flowers, anywhere there's some flowers. So, like that center flower, every other. I did already stitch this one. Every other petal, I guess, is black. Every other one is purple. The 154. That motif, so like those flowers there. So I haven't really looked through the whole thing. Definitely in her skirt. I'm gonna drop this iPad. I don't want to do that. I'm kind of thinking some of these flowers are on here, but not necessarily every single one. Kind of thinking those flowers up there. So to use this as an example, the lighter color is done in, because it's charted in black and then like 317 and 318, so there's two grays and then the black. So far what I've stitched is one of these symbols is the purple, but where I've already made a note for this flower here, I'm gonna swap them. So just so they're not all matchy, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. It is going to be as we go. This looks so good. I don't even know if I can see it. I definitely had a hard time getting it to photograph right. So far, yeah, so that's the flower that's cut off, and then the flower here, those are in the 154. And then you can tell like this petal and then every other. I don't know. It's not necessarily photographing or on camera all that stark of a difference. It's pretty subtle. But looking at it, I can tell where it is. So, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. It's fun to just kind of pick and choose where I'm going. So when I picked this up last, again, this was one, maybe, actually I think this was 2 nights of stitching on it. I don't remember if I stitched the bat or not. I think I did. I think I stitched the bat, the skull with the candle, I'm assuming it's like a candle flame, and then all of this portion here. So the A, B, C, and those motifs and that little bat, those were all done. So I'm pretty sure it's this portion right here. So it's gonna eat up the black floss, I can tell, but I don't care. It is on my agenda to get a cone of 310. I'm not in a dire need of it right now, so when the financials allow, I will be getting that. And I'm also thinking 939. I found it on 123 Stitch because I've got a couple of full coverage projects that are going to take a lot of 939. So, rainy day purchases. Funny, because that's the... I didn't even mean to do that kind of a transition. The material is Rainy Day from Bee Stitch Me. I love this material. It is so pretty. So that is my Lady Halloween from Jardin Prive. Words, they were not coming. All right, so I actually just have one more project to show. And this was the full coverage piece that I picked up last night. This has been calling to me, not so much screaming like which way has been, but I got to thinking, I have not actually worked on this project since last year. And according to Instagram, I didn't even work on this since October, like early October of 2022. Comparing that picture to when I picked it up, I definitely had worked on it a little bit more, but never posted the picture of it. So either way, October-ish of 2022, this thing has not seen the light of day, so it was time. I love this piece. I want to work on them all. Dragonfly clock, artwork by Marine Loup. Marine Loup? Looks like the word marine. And charted by Painefree Crafts. And I am in this upper corner. Last time I stitched on it, I got page 1 done and then some. And so last night I picked this up and I managed over 400 stitches, almost 500. So page 1 is under the bracket here. So last night I really just was focusing on this portion here. When I picked it up, this whole across the top pretty much had been done. Maybe I did a little bit, but really I was focusing in this area here. The exciting thing about this is I want to say down in here, that's going to be that first flower. So it's going to be exciting to get to that. But we got to slug through that background. It's kind of marbly looking, and so there's a lot of light colors. But the fun part is in some of this area is DMC color 10. I've actually got it right here. It's a little bit of a bolder green when you think of the other colors that are back here. So I was working with that quite a bit last night. It's blending into that background. Get things put back in my clothes box. So yeah, this is my Dragonfly clock, and finally got some work done. Still gonna keep working on it, I think, but like I said, I am gonna want to keep going back to my mini which way. So yes, finally got some work on that. Feels really good to get that worked on again. That now makes it officially that I have touched all of my full coverage pieces at some point through this year. I am now up to, I think, 9 full coverage, which full coverage is where my stitching lies, my stitching heart. I absolutely love all things full coverage. Not all things, I've definitely got my artwork, but that's where, you know, if I'm going to stitch on something, a lot of the times that full coverage calls to me. So yeah, to the fact that I'm up to that many, it's more than I've ever had going at any one time. That is for sure. Besides plans of getting back to which way, want to keep working on Dragonfly clock. I got a FFO piece. Specifically what I want to get working on soon is my last portion of the Ink Circles Round Robin. So this is Round Robin organized by Michelle Bendy. It is hashtag, of course, hashtags don't work on Instagram anymore. The first most magnificent Ink Circles Round Robin. So I have my last portion and I get to finish this beautiful piece. This thing is stunning. So this is Danielle's piece. It is a Picture This Plus fabric, I know that much. She did do a color conversion because she first started it and the called for colors were definitely more brown and she wanted more greens. So absolutely perfect idea to switch to all those greens because look at that, Danielle. This is going to be so exciting to get this finished and get it back in your hands. So big piece here. Beautiful, beautiful piece. I don't have the color name in front of me. I don't want to dig through because it's in plastic bag. Crinkle, crinkle. I just know that it is a Picture This Plus and I am so excited to work on this piece. I don't know if you can tell the like patches of color is just so pretty. somebody in our group, I want to say it was Megan, who came up with the idea of picking something on each chart that we can pick a color that is kind of a way to sign the piece. And so as you can see, the different colors, this flower right in here is where each person has chosen to sign their piece. So I've got the last quarter to do. I have yet to pick out what color I want. Something bright and cheerful though. Figure something out. So that is on my agenda. I don't have to have it done until the end of the year, but I don't want it to come down to crunch time of, you know, packages and all that kind of stuff for holiday shopping and shipping and all that good stuff. So this is on my agenda for sooner rather than later. I'm just not sure exactly when. So it'd be nice if I can at least share some progress next video. So that is that. That is not all the stuff to share in terms of what I've stitched on, kind of plans, I guess. I did do some shopping though. I had a $10 gift card that it was the way that I received it was going to be easiest if I could just spend something that was exactly $10. I couldn't have something that was higher than that because I don't know. Easiest way for me to find something to spend an exact dollar amount like that was Etsy and a PDF pattern. So this is Lila's studio because why not? And this is where I wanted my notebook that is over on the other side of the room. I want to say it was called Witch's Night Out. So that is going to be a very fun one to stitch. I love all the pumpkins in the tree. So that was cool. So I got that from Lila Studios Etsy shop. And then I shared the next two pictures on Instagram. If you saw my stories, they were immediate purchases. I mean, as soon as I saw this, I had to get it in my hands. No clue when I'm actually going to stitch it, but it was an immediate purchase because it's adorable and it's stitches, literally. Etsy shop is Stitch with Coffee, and it is called, so it's part of a series called Fright Night. So this one is Fright Night #1, and it is called, its Etsy listing was Witchy Halloween Cat, I think is what it was. Can you even? It stitches on a broom with her hat and cape. I love it. I don't know if it looks like it was stitched with beads, making the magic of the flying. So I don't know if we'll do all that, but it's adorable. And then while I was there, same series of the Fright Night, and I want to say this was Ghosty Halloween Cat. We're talking about ghost kitties. Can you even? I love it. I can tell the gravestone says R.I.P., but I don't remember. I can't tell what the bottom. Human. That is even more. R.I.P. Human. I'm pretty sure that's what that says. Oh my goodness. I had to. Again, no set plans of when I'm actually going to stitch on that. Crap. I meant to mention something earlier on, and if you're still watching, I really hope that I totally meant to start this early, so I'll probably try to mention it next week as well in case somebody has stopped watching by now. Can you believe that this is the end of October, meaning we've got big holidays coming up around the corner? 2 days ago, I saw the calendar and it's like Christmas is two months away to the day. I just, this time of year just completely flies, and we're in the thick of it flying. So, reason I'm bringing that up, I have specially ordered some Christmas cards. So if that is something that you are interested in receiving from me, send me a DM on Instagram. You can also drop me an email. Both of them are stitchingbee82 Gmail, or my email is stitchingbee82@gmail. Send me your mailing address, name and address. This includes international, absolutely. I can send those out with an international stamp, no problem. If you want to receive a card, I don't know how many I'll get, so you know, you may end up receiving one of my specialty cards. One of these days I'm going to try to get a Google form figured out. I tried it one night and I bombed miserably. It's on my agenda to do one of these days. So for now, drop me an email, drop me a DM on Instagram, send me your mailing address. If you want to get, or if there's, you know, possibility of me sending out holiday cards, please. I'm excited about the card that I ended up making, and I hope you guys are as well, if you get one. So, send me a message. I totally meant to mention this very early on because I know my videos, people stop watching. It is what it is. That was totally, and this is exactly why I was wanting my notebook. I meant to mention that earlier. So, for now, I think that's all that I have. I got a busy weekend. I'm not exactly sure how much stitching I will end up getting done. None tomorrow, I already know that. Me and a girlfriend are going to, it's almost 2 hours away. We are, a local bookshop is hosting a book retreat, and it is going to be held at a cabin on a lake that is going to be so pretty. I hopefully will be able to get some videos or pictures of the area. I was looking at pictures of the cabin space that we're going to be staying in the other day, and it just looks like it's going to be so cool. The lake that it is on a lake that I grew up camping at, and so different area of the lake, but this lake is absolutely beautiful. It's words, I don't know what I was gonna say. I've got a cup with like the outline shape of the lake, and then it says my happy place. So it's exciting that I get to go up there. So we're gonna be away at that, and so I'll be there all day tomorrow, coming home Sunday at some points. So hopefully tonight and Sunday I'll get some stitching. Otherwise, you know, weeknights, all that good stuff. So I think that's really about all I have to share at the moment. Not a whole lot going on. Last weekend I did go to a book sale at the local library. 2 different libraries in town host book sales, and so like they host the sales Wednesday through Friday. I don't know, $3 a hardback, $1 softcover, I don't know, something like that. I always go on Saturdays though, where they're trying to get rid of the books, and by Saturdays they still have a ton. That it's basically stuff a bag for $3. And so they provide a bag, and it's not just a basic Walmart grocery bag. These were some thicker or bigger bags. I got 9 books for $3, and I could have gotten more. I just about all that I saw. A lot of really, where did I even put them? Over there. A lot of really random stuff, authors that I hadn't even heard of, but you know, I'm one to, I don't want to say I judge books by the cover, but I definitely use covers to say, oh, that looks really cute, I want to read it. I'm drawn to covers. You can get me to read a book usually if it's got a really cute cover. So yeah, that was last weekend. On the weekend of marathon, I took a little bit of time to, I went and got donuts at a local bakery. I went to the bookstore, and I came home and stitched. And that's what I did. So, I'm on my lunch break. This is actually a little bit of a longer video. I guess I had a little more to talk about this time. Like I said, drop me a, I'll try to remember to put the details down below as well, but stitchingbee82 or on Instagram, or stitchingbee82@gmail. If you wish to get on the list for a possible Christmas card, drop me a message. So, I hope you are getting lots of stitching time in. Keep stitching on something that brings you joy, and we'll see you again, hopefully, in a couple weeks. Next time will be Flosstube 100. Keep an eye out. Take care, everybody. Bye.